All right, guys. So I wanted to make this video on ES and what I personally believe is going to happen tomorrow. I'm excited for tomorrow, and I would like for all of you to obviously take advantage of the market tomorrow and make some money. So this is my plan, and this is what I see. So on the monthly time frame for the S&P or ES, back in basically this time last year, we came off a very large consolidation and March was the start of it. So March of this year was the start of this bull run that we kind of had, and it kind of died down in August. And since August, we've been pulling back quite significantly. But as you can see, though, we're very much in an uptrend on the monthly time frame, very much so. All this was a pullback and the formation of a lower high, which is what we've received in this case. This candle here on the monthly time frame closes in about 17 hours and 25 minutes, and we will get a brand new monthly candle. This monthly candle is extremely bullish, and I can definitely see for the entire month of December for us to be very bullish and for us to get another leg up. And we could potentially see all-time highs at the end of next month. Very likely. Very likely. So I'm excited to see what December holds based on seasonality as well. December is typically a very bullish month, so we'll have to wait and see. Now, on the weekly time frame, ES, in my opinion, from what I can see here, is we're very overdue for a pullback. We came off a very phenomenal run at the end of October and beginning of November. We came off a phenomenal run, the biggest run that we've had all year, right? And we haven't had a single red candle on the weekly time frame yet, and we're very overdue for some sort of pullback here. So I do think we're going to get a nice drop tomorrow. Now, on the weekly time frame, if we do get a pullback, I do have some levels in mind of which I believe it's going to go to. So my first target, if we do get a pullback, is going to be the 45.20 area, 45.22 area on the futures. If it continues past that, I could see a drop easily all the way down to 4488 area. And if it keeps going again past that, I could see us move all the way down to around 4380 area as my final target. So 4380 area would be my final target. That's like the lowest that I would believe for us to go in this pullback. Now, again, I'll repeat that. So first target would be somewhere around 4522 area. Second target would be somewhere around 4488 area, potentially 4460 area. So between 4460 and 4480. Sorry, 4490 and 4460. And then final target would be 4380 area, so quite a bit lower. So that would be the lowest that I would personally believe that we could possibly go. Now, based on the daily time frame, I do think we're going to have a very bearish day tomorrow. I do think we're going to see some nice drawdown, and I do think that the market is going to move lower tomorrow, and I'll tell you why. So as you can see, the daily time frame has been very bullish, very, very bullish, very, very bullish. And then finally, this week, we had some consolidation. We kind of the momentum to the upside has really died down, and a lot of volume has decreased over the past few weeks, as you can see. So what I really like about this setup here, okay, is as you can see, we had a higher high formation on November 27th. Then we had a beautiful lower high formation that formed on November 28th. And we did get a nice pump up today, which I did capitalize on, and that would have been our higher high, provided that it closed up here, but it did not. It ended up pulling all the way back, and believe it or not, it actually ended up creating one of like a very, very nice setup for puts. It created a higher low, a lower low, and a bearish engulfing all in the same candle. This is a very bearish sign for the daily time frame. And I'm going to get into puts first thing tomorrow morning, and I'm going to ride this down. My first target is going to be 45.44. My second target will be 45.30. And for me, that will be it. I'm not going to hold my position past 45.30. 45.44 will be my first target, and so on and so forth. I do see us getting a nice move to the downside. If you look at the better volume average, you can just see that on um, November 28th, there we had significantly more buyers. And if you look at the selling pressure on November 29th, the selling pressure was almost triple of what it was yesterday. So a ton of sellers are in the market, especially that created this candle. And I'm really, really expecting a nice sell-off tomorrow, of which I'm going to capitalize on. So what I'm hoping for is I'm hoping for a slight gap up, very slight. I'm going to get in first thing tomorrow morning into puts, and I'm going to hold it basically the whole day until we hit 45.44 and then 45.30. Okay. So on the 6 hour time frame, to go even deeper, on the 6 hour time frame, yesterday we had this beautiful higher high which broke above all the previous higher highs, making a very nice engulfing candle. Which, as you can see here, what we got was a creation of a lower high, and then this morning a beautiful higher high, which would have been a really big higher high provided that it closed up at 45.94, rejected, came all the way back down, still made a higher high though on the 6 hour, and then to the end of the day actually closed off and ended up making a lower low on the 6 hour time frame, which is also a sign of a potential reversal, especially when you consider how sideways we've been here on the 6 hour time frame since basically November 20th. So very sideways, and definitely expecting a nice move to the downside tomorrow. Now, right now the candle is green on the 6 hour time frame, which is completely fine. That's kind of what I want to see, because I want to get a slight gap up so we can get in for a very nice cheap price and then ride those puts all the way to 45, 44, make a nice, nice return on that investment, and then potentially hold it to 45.30, fully liquidate, and then reassess and come up with a strategy for the following day. So some of the reasons why I did not get into puts right when the market closed today, because at market close it actually was looking very nice. The candle was very engulfing, it was very red, it was making a lower low, it created a higher low. The reason why I didn't get into it, and I'll tell you why right here, is we're going to go to SPY quickly, and I'm going to show you why. So on SPY, all right, I love watching the 15-minute and 1 hour time frames. So on the 1 hour time frame, okay, we gapped up pretty hard today, and based on this price action, okay, we actually got a higher high on the 1 hour time frame. Okay, we pulled back, filled the gap, and made a lower high. So most people, including myself, at this point, I was expecting to get a higher high on the hourly time frame at this point once the 8:30 candle closed. So at 9:30, I was expecting some continuation. But if we zoom into the 50-minute time frame, we didn't really get any strong signs of a continuation on the 50-minute time frame. We got nothing really, so I didn't get in. I sat out, did not get into a position. There wasn't really a strong sign for me to get into a position on the 15. So I sat out. I sat out. So then we started selling off, okay? And then once this candle closed at 10:30, so 11:30, that was instead of a higher high, we got a higher low, which completely changes the course of my bias, right? And then, provided we get a lower low, then I would be bearish. So the next candle ended up selling out very hard at 11:30, and at 12:30 this candle closed and it made a lower low. So we got a nice higher low and a nice lower low on the 1 hour time frames today, basically changing the trend there on the 1 hour time frame to bearish. Now, here's the reason I didn't get into puts right away when the market closed. So what I wanted to see is I wanted to see this 12:30 candle close red. If the 12:30 candle closed red, what that would have made me believe is that we would get some continuation to the downside. We get some follow through, right? But the fact that it closed green showed me that this was the completion of our lower low. And for that reason, okay, the most logical thing for the market to do right now is create a higher low before we can create another lower low on the 1 hour time frame. So the most logical place for us to go for a higher high, or sorry, a higher low, would be this area right here, our previous lower high area. That would be the most logical place for us to go. So in this case, it'd be 45513. Right around that area would be the perfect place for us to go for a higher low. And funny enough, once the market closed, it actually pumped right up to that area. So I am expecting the market to open up right around 45513, which for me would be obviously our higher low area for the 1 hour time frame. And then what I would love to see right after that is I would love to see the 1 hour candle tomorrow, okay, at 6:30. I would love to see the 6:30 candle close at 7:30 as a huge red bearish engulfing candle that breaks the lows of yesterday. If that happens, I'm more than definitely going to get into puts right away, and I'm going to hold those puts for the entire day until we hit 45, 44 in the futures. Depending on the price action, I might get into puts right away at 6:30 and just hold it because I'm very confident with the daily time frame setup that we're going to get a move lower. I don't even really need to get confirmation on the 1 hour, the 15. I'm very confident just by the daily setup that we're going to get a nice move lower tomorrow. So we'll have to wait and see what I do. But the main reason why I did not get into puts right away was because again, this candle closed green, right? This candle closed green, creating a lower low and the completion of one, which made me believe that we're going to pump up a little bit, make a higher low before we go down and actually make the lower low that we want. If this candle at 12:30 ended up closing red, I would have definitely got in right away and I would not have waited and I would have just rode that and assumed that it would continue to make a lower low even further. So that was the main reason why to get into that. But I am expecting a very nice move tomorrow. So we'll have to wait and see. I personally recommend that you capitalize on puts on the S&P, so SPY. That's what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to get in right away first thing in the morning. I would love to see us get a nice little gap up. Not too much, just a little bit. Probably right around 45513 area. If we can get a gap up to there, I'm definitely going to get in right away, and I'm just going to ride it for the entire day. If you want to play it safe, and you want to take this trade, what I would do if I were you is I would wait for the 1 hour candle to close at 7:30, so the 6:30 candle. If that candle closes as a bearish engulfing, so say it opens up right at 45513, let's say it opens up and crashes down immediately, creates a bearish engulfing candle and makes new lower lows, definitely get in right there and then. Don't even hesitate. Just get into that position and ride it till we hit 45, 44 in the futures, and you will thank me later. So I hope this breakdown or this analysis kind of helped you guys out and it provided you some insight on what to expect for tomorrow. Do let me know if you guys capitalized on this trade, and we will see what happens tomorrow. I'll probably make a video assessing what ended up happening on November 30th, and we'll kind of go from there. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll talk soon.